two representatives from the Green Deal who are going to give us information about the Beverly. And we have Andrew Hayes and Zachary Quincy with us.
Hey, good evening. I'm going to pass out some materials for everyone to look at, but in the meantime, Zach, if you want to start giving the introduction.
Sure. So, once again, hi everybody. My name is Zach Quincy. Also here with Jeremy Harrison, project team. We're with Related Deal, and the project's the one across from North Station, about 500,000 square feet. It's a residential project along with a hotel, and it's almost complete. And we're here tonight to kind of speak to you a little bit about the opportunity on the rental side. And there's 239 units, and what makes this pretty different from a lot of projects in the area is that all the units are reserved for households that make between about $65,000 and $195,000. It's the project, and the goal of the project is to provide housing option solutions for people who work in Boston, who want to be in Boston, who want to live downtown, and may be priced out of certain areas. And that could be North End residents like yourselves or kids. It could be people living in the West End or South Boston or different areas of Boston. And with rents climbing the way they have, and with certain projects, new projects being relatively expensive, the goal of this one was to provide all that quality of the building, the amenity spaces, the beautiful views, and the access to the greenway space at rents that are affordable for Boston's workforce. And we wanted to talk to you a little bit about the application process. So they're currently available at beverlyboston.com. It can be downloaded and submitted by August 30th, and there'll be a housing lottery in mid-September, at which point there'll be consultations come October, and we're scheduled for move-ins in January 2018. So once again, the project's almost complete. We want to thank you guys for your time tonight, and if you have any questions on the project, we'd love to answer that for you.
So there's still a hotel component. Can you talk about that a bit?
So the project is ultimately part of a larger mixed-use development. All in all, it's about 500,000 square feet. There's a 220-room hotel, 2 levels of parking, and about 10,000 square foot of retail, in addition to the 239 units that's actually sold.
Thank you.
Where does the hotel show on your map?
So the hotel is part of the same building, so it's the northern part of the building closest to the Zakin Bridge. So the residential portion is closer to the Greenway and the north end.
When will you have it open for a walkthrough tour?
So we're targeting to open the doors in January. That'll be the first time we can walk through the building, but we will have a temporary leasing office on Portland Street, 174 Portland Street. That'll probably be opening early next month. The goal of that will be we'll have renderings of the building, which apologies we have here actually, as well as we'll have sample boards so you can kind of see the unit finishes. One thing that we're particularly excited about is even though the project is deliberately income restricted and the rents are stabilized, the amenities and the building's offerings are really at par with the buildings that are coming in around the area. So this is an exterior shot of the building. I think. This is one of the residential units. And this is the amenity space. So within the amenities, we have 2 party rooms, there's a full fitness center, there's an outdoor terrace with a grill, and as you can see, the views from this building are incredible of the north end, of downtown, and then if you're on the west side of the building, you have great views of that bay as well.
Say you apply,
Yes.
get approved, you get through the housing lottery, that's something you get 600.
Correct.
Would that applicant, that successful applicant, still have a chance, considering moving date starts in January and your average person is on a lease that begins either August 1st, September 1st,
Yep.
October 1st, and it's not necessarily super easy or quick to go to get out of the lease and find it?
It's a great question. It's one that we've actually run into in the past. So we have a project in New York, which is about 900 workforce units, very similar in scope. We ran into the same challenge. Ultimately, I think, for 2 reasons. One, I think residents are motivated to make make the move because ultimately these apartments are such a high quality and the rents are certainly affordable. And the other part is that we've been able to help them kind of work with their landlords that are leaving in order to make sure that that transition is, the pain of that transition is minimized. So. All forms of income are reviewed to the element, so that certainly is awesome. Yes.
Talk a little bit about the plans for the retail space, how many stores and types of models.
Yep. So currently it's broken out into three major retail components. One along Causeway Street, one a smaller section, about 780 square feet on Beverly Street, and about 5,000 square feet on the left. What we think is what will likely happen is that we'll have the food and beverage, kind of a full service restaurant along Causeway. And then, a smaller scale, something more of an amenity for the building, depending on kind of, what that is, we don't really know yet, but we think coffee shop, anything from coffee shop to convenience store to donuts. And then the space closest to Valenti is probably the biggest unknown at this point. We've been talking to fitness users, some additional kind of fast casual retail spaces, restaurant spaces, but still yet to be defined.
Could you explain who maintains the continuity for the affordability component? That is, if workers move, change jobs, people relocate, who's going to have jurisdiction, and is there any time limited? Is this in perpetuity, or is it like some other projects in the city, coterminous with their mortgages and their financing? So could you explain that?
Sure.
So the affordability on the project is long-term, 50 years. And in terms of the oversight, the Department of Neighborhood Development will actually be overseeing the workforce units. Tenants will be recertified on their income every year, at which point the issues that you just brought up would be worked through and the income would be verified again at that point.
Do you know if there's any conditions having to do with Airbnbs being used in the same premises?
Sorry, what was the question?
It has to do with Airbnbs, if people...
They're not allowed. This needs to be a primary residence. The goal really, again, to reiterate Zach's point, is to create housing for Boston, for Boston's workforce. We've worked very closely with the mayor's office. One of the mayor's big goals is delivering workforce housing, so to allow for that sort of use would be, unfortunately, kind of productive for that goal.
So you guys are building a building there, right?
Yes.
How many units?
239
Plus the hotel.
plus a hotel, correct?
Plus the buildings across the street, the city garden.
Yes.
And the traffic is gonna cover over that, or are we gonna?
Certainly understand. We have, I think, through the public process for the original development, we worked with the city, with BPD, with Bullfinch Triangle Improvement Plan. We make contributions to the traffic improvement plan that they're going in place. We're not blind to the fact that there is a lot of activity down in the area today, but that's part of what makes it a great area to be in. If no station's right there, you're going to have a natural inflow of people every day coming to work and leaving from work, and I think that's part of what we're excited about being able to deliver some more residential product in that area. And Mark.
What are the dimensions of the average studio and one bedroom?
Sure. Studios average around 550 square feet, and the one bedrooms are close to 770.
Who's the question over here?
Yeah, a couple of questions. Are the units deed restricted so that the first tenant can't sell it at a great profit and then goes off the affordability list?
So it's a rental project, so it will always be rental. So there's no sale of the unit.
And secondly, the parking, is any of that parking available for the residential or is it for the hotel?
The parking will be available both for residents of the north end and west end, as well as residents in our building. And there is a portion of the garage which will also be used by the hotel and the retail in the building.
How many spaces?
220 will be a valet garage.
Are you in any way connected with that hotel that proposing on the corner of Washington Street?
We are not.
Are you fighting?
I have not been involved in the public process for
Since
this
you live in
hotel.
a hotel, they got put water right in the back.
I know.
With no parking and no
I
valet.
think our hotel's gonna be pretty great though, so.
Great.
Couple of questions. First of all, am I reading this correctly that based on what you said, the studios will be going for $19.40
That's
a
correct.
month? Wow. That's expensive, I think. But, and my other question is, I think this kind of a project is great, better than how other projects have met the affordability requirements under the mayor's rule, for lack of a better word. Some projects like Battery Wharf paid a fee instead of creating affordable housing. They paid the equivalent of less than 1% of the value of the condos that they built there. Less than 1%. Even though we hear all the time that they're supposed to provide 10 or 15% affordable units. Some provide units within the property, some provide units in a whole different neighborhood far away. This is great. This is much better. What requirements did this satisfy? What projects are you building for which that satisfied the affordability requirements?
So this is a standalone project. The related companies was founded on affordable housing. It was founded in 1978. And our original business was actually building and preserving affordable housing. So, as the company has grown over the years, the product has become more diverse. We've moved into commercial projects as well as high-end luxury projects. But at the heart of the company is an affordable focus. So when the opportunity came to make this project and build it in downtown Boston as a full 100% affordable workforce housing project, we saw that as a challenge, but one that was well aligned with our company's mission. We have another project in the South End, which is about 300 units, where we're delivering 20% of those units on site as affordable. Again, in excess of what the requirement is, but very much aligned with what our business mission is.
But, so if it's separate then, how did you meet the affordability requirements at Lovejoy Wharf?
So that project was a little bit different in that it didn't require zoning relief. So as part of not requiring zoning relief, it didn't require ultimately an affordability component. But that project did make a voluntary payment towards affordable housing, so that it didn't go without making some sort of contribution to the city housing.
Thank you.